Then is this when the apology happens? Is this when you admit you were wrong? So, of course, there was a ceasefire agreement, at least temporarily, so that Israel can, work out, I guess, the news coverage that they've been getting so they can go back to genociding the Palestinians, I guess. I don't know. I'm not the one making the decisions there for the IDF, the most moral and humanitarian military of all time. Where if, I'm going through all this stuff here, and of course, the most moral and humanitarian military of all time, turns out they were responsible for this. The poster child for what was, the injured and killed innocent Israelis, turns out that, an Israeli tank did it, according to eyewitnesses. So this is kind of like the Michael Brown thing all over again, where it's like you got the friends, the one he was robbing the stores with, and the media ran with that one, and then everyone else, all the black people that live in that neighborhood, were like, oh no, Michael, he totally attacked that cop and was like running at him and was going to kill him. So isn't it fun when that happens? And dare I stop short of going to the actual sources here? And I think there's no better source than an IDF soldier themselves to show that I was right the whole time in my previous two videos. People were like, you lost me when you confused offensive for defensive. Really? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at how some of these IDF soldiers feel about doing things like blowing up hospitals. So excuse me, I misspoke. It wasn't a hospital. It was a residential building, like an apartment building. Sounds like a completely mentally sane and put together human being who's not operating on some level of immorality whatsoever. Does it? Does it? Does it? Because if you feel like you're doing something that is out of necessity, that is defensive, why are you making it a giant celebration? I don't know. Maybe because I was right this whole time. But leave it in the comments section, you fucking dipshits on the right side of the aisle who think that you're so smart now. And again, dare I go to the source? Dare I go to the sources here? The most moral, the most humanitarian military of all of the times. All of the times. The IDF. The Israeli military. The Israeli government. Oh, aren't they so beautiful and special? Oh my God, they would never, ever do anything wrong to innocents until the game got given away when they agreed to give up, by the way, 150 hostages. How is it that a completely humanitarian military, the most humanitarian military that cares so much about the civilians that are associated with the enemy, could take in 150 hostages? They must have all been terrorists, all been like guys in like their 30s and 40s who were just hardened Islamists who just couldn't help themselves but to want to take out all the Jews. And then it turned out they were all women and children. If you don't believe me, here's the proof of it. You saw a little bit at the top, and here's the whole thing. Usually when I show this type of video footage, it's something surrounding the transes or the BLM movement. Something left-wing has happened. Something is exposing the lies that the left wing is telling. And I usually get comments on those videos. You can go back and look at some of my more popular ones about when moments in these videos when I ask, is this when the apology happens? Is this when you admit you were wrong? And people on the right wing, the people that align with me on those topics, which are all right wing people, they'll say things like, well, of course they won't apologize. They won't acknowledge it because they don't care about the facts. They just care about their rhetoric. They care about their ideology, and they have no actual morals or fundamentals or principles. So why would they ever admit that they were wrong or that they got caught up in a lie? I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it's always along those lines. And now after this video, you're going to look at the comment section below. And what are you going to see? You're going to see a bunch of right-wing people doing the exact thing that they criticize those left-wing people for doing. Because you people watching right now, I don't give a shit if you voted for Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. I don't care if you're going to vote for Vivek in 2024. Don't care. But you're of the same coin. You're two sides of the same coin. You don't have principles. You don't have morals. You just have an ideology. Because there ain't nobody that commented on my last two videos when I was talking about all the innocent children and women that were taken hostage and all that kind of stuff, who are going to comment in this video, see that footage that I just showed and be like, wow, I was wrong. I didn't think that that was the case. They're going to do a whole lot of talking shit about me. They're going to do a whole lot of deflecting. They're going to do a whole lot of ignoring the facts and then continuing to repeat the exact same talking points that the media tells them to. The exact same thing that they criticize the lefties, the wokies for doing on all these other subjects that are bullshit too. But whatever. We all know what's going to happen next. And that is the IDF now is going to start quietly going about their business, because now they're going to talk about a ceasefire. Now the IDF, this is going to take it out of the news cycle. People are going to forget. There's going to be a new story coming up. Maybe something happens, I don't know, at the Canadian-American border that kind of distracts people on the day that the ceasefire is called for. So maybe people don't accidentally get the details and the media pushes some sort of terrorist attack that happened at the border that wasn't an actual terrorist attack. And then it hides the details of the ceasefire, which is only temporarily, and people don't talk about the fact that Israel released 150 hostages, but I will, but I do know that Steven Spielberg won't make a movie about this type of Holocaust, will he?